My name is Tinisha Brignoni. I am a filmmaker, cook, and gardener, determined to show you what real Detroiters are thinking and doing. This is Candidly Speaking. On the next episode of Candidly Speaking.
Okay, so food and sex. I haven't studied Tantra to the extent that I would like to. However, there's, when you put something in your body, you're creating the most intimate experience with that thing.
Reshounn, thank you for joining me on Candidly Speaking. I'm happy you were able to make it in today.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me. I am so delighted to be here, and I'm looking forward to everything that's going to be fun and exciting today.
Okay. You sound like you've been practicing that line. So.
No, everything that I'm going to do is completely improvised.
Okay.
Trust me. Some stuff is going to be scripted in my head because I've told these stories for many times.
Right.
But no, I'm complete on improv mode today right
Cool.
now.
So to get started so that people know exactly what you do, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I have started out now, is every time somebody asks me that question, I start off with a couple of different ways, right? So first, I am a professional butterfly.
Okay.
And what that means is that over the course of many years, I'll be 50 years old July 22nd this year.
Congrats.
Thank you. I look like I'm 30, so I'll stick with that
girl.
too.
Right.
I have had 5 or more career paths and probably have had about 24 or so jobs in my life, positions, roles in my life. And so professional butterfly now is the term or title that I embrace right now.
Okay.
The question of who am I or what do I do and all that is enrolled in my name, so I'll even start there. So my name is Reshounn, Lanice Foster, and Reshounn is spelled R-E-S-H-O-U-N-N. The R-E-S-H is Hebrew for rabbi, and O-U-N-N, when you unscramble it, it spells noun. So one of the things that I do is I'm in the role of a name teacher or name counselor. So I study anthroponymy. And Reshounn also, there's many variations, like your name is a word and every word has a definition and changes according to context and situations. So my name also means sunlight or sun ray. The sound and pronunciation, Reshounn, Ra as in sun god, and Shine as in John, which to me was the little light before Jesus.
What do you call what you do with the names exactly?
So the topic is anthroponymy. And it is the study of the history of personal names. It's a subcategory of onomastics, which is the category of, which is the subject that looks at names in general. So brand names, business names, geographical names, and so on. And so I consider myself a name enthusiast. So during my studies within the last 5 years, I found out the American Name Society was actually founded in Detroit in 1951.
Oh, really?
Right. So when I found that out, that made me look into it a little bit deeper and like, okay, so this is a real thing.
Right.
It's not just some made up, cosmological thing.
Yeah, because that's what I would have thought, before hearing that.
What I have found for me, I'm interested in the mystical and the magical and wonderful things of life, right? I'm a nature person. To be able to talk about it with other people and talk about life purpose, life path, because one of the life paths that I did have was as a career rep. So these are my this is my version of candied sweet potatoes or candied yams.
Okay.
I still to this day don't really know the difference and I really don't care. They taste the same to me.
Right.
But that's other folks.
So let's talk about the ingredients before you go into the sweet potatoes. Tell us everybody exactly what we have here.
Absolutely. Okay, so always, the sugars. Everybody has their own. You can use whatever sugars that you want to, but I'm doing old school because this is what I know how to do, white sugar and brown sugar. And I don't put a lot of butter because I, do need to watch, my girlish figure. So I use as much butter as I feel like using. So there's the butter. Then every time I do this, I do it a little bit different. lightly. So I did use turmeric today, and then cinnamon, and then if you want to top it off with fresh cinnamon, I get my cinnamon from the grocery stores in Hamtramck, and then there's also nutmeg. And I use pure vanilla. I don't use the fake,
I don't like
imitation.
The fake.
It's just it
water.
doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And this one is actually, I don't remember exactly the place, but my friend Christina Duro went to a retreat, an artist retreat, and so she brought me vanilla back from where she went. I believe it was Mexico. And then Himalayan pink salt I use. I like Himalayan pink salt because you don't need a lot of it. And what it does is take some of that, it balances some of the sweetness. I also use orange juice and lemon juice to give it some brightness. And I put this in at the very end, usually like literally after everything. And then the pineapples. And so I take them and I'm a kind of person that I use knives as little as possible. My hands are clean. I like to take things apart. So I had to be able to counsel people and tell people, okay, well, what did you want to do when you were 5 years old, right? Those are the things that people were passionate about, and if they followed that path, they became successful at it. If they didn't because they were suppressed, oppressed, or somebody told them, no, don't go that direction, right? So as I come to learning the names, it was something that made sense to me. It's the easiest thing to learn. The two most unique identifying things about you are your name and your birth date. And when you were in utero, when we're all in our mother's womb, everybody wanted to know three things. What's your name, when you're coming, and what gender you're gonna be. So when my mother gave birth to me, and her name is Brenda, and her name means firebrand or sword.
Okay.
So she comes with the power. And she gave birth to the son. So that's my creation story.
Okay.
The factual part of it is that she did give birth to me July 22nd, 1968, which is the same day that the Virginia Slims campaign came out, You've Come a Long Way. My mother, as she progressed through her career as a sales rep and really a very dynamic woman, she ended up working for the makers of Virginia Slims cigarettes, and I ended up becoming an advertising copywriter. So I didn't know any of this until Spirit woke me up at 5 o'clock and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and said, Google your birth date. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was already on this path of learning names.
Right.
Your name and your birthday go together. So I went, okay, fine. And I see this, and that was the spark that I got to continue to go deeper into this.
So let's get this going.
Okay. So
Excited here.
Yeah. So I always, the easiest way for me, I could cut it lengthwise first.
Is that a, wait a minute.
Is this
we
the
got
right
the bootleg knife.
Okay.
Let's get a better knife for you, girl. Now don't be like Bilal though.
Oh, what did he do?
He just this the dangerous knife.
Okay.
But he was like he didn't cut himself, so he
okay, yeah, I was never trained to properly use it, but I know this. I'm not putting my fingers anywhere near.
Right. See how they went through so easy?
Right. Oh, much easier than that one. And then the thing about sweet potatoes is funny because they are tougher to cut. However, they don't take as long, to me anyway, they don't take as long to cut. I mean, to cook.
To cook, yeah. That's true. Never thought about that.
And so I literally just half. I try to cut them as evenly as possible so that they will cook well. So you can, cut them smaller than this if you want to. For time's sake, I won't. And then again, half. I just half everything. It just makes so much sense to me. July 22nd is also the same birth date as George Clinton of P-Funk.
Right.
And also the same day is Dr. Emoto's birthday. So he's the gentleman, the metaphysicist that wrote words on glasses of water, then freeze it, and then took pictures of it to see what the water crystals would look like. So learning your name, learning your birth date takes you on this wonderful, what I call e-venture, in exploring who you are. I am this person, and these are the things that I know about me to be true. I've researched, I've studied, in exploring this about who I am, it gives permission for other people to do the same thing. So I sit as a name counselor to assist them on their life path and journey.
So what's the next step for these potatoes?
So the next step is for us to, and now I'm all looking at it now. So, okay, so anyway, so we put it in the boiling water.
Okay.
Okay, so we can do that there.
We can bring the pot over here.
Okay, well that makes even more sense.
Go ahead.
See, okay, this is my first time doing
water.
it. Right, we gotta. You know what? I'm so used to.
No, you're fine.
I'm funny.
So, I think your wine kicking in.
You could be right, and something else will be kicking in the bit.
Right. You seem so like relaxed, and that's what I love about you. You're always so relaxed and so positive, and I've never seen you without a smile on your face. You're always smiling with those big dimples. Now tell us, have you always been this grounded and just so, full of life like you are now?
Yes, and it comes with sun, my name, but sometimes I'm partly cloudy. Right.
That's to be expected.
Right. Which goes back to my name too. R-E-S-H is Hebrew for rabbi, but it's also the letter R, and in Hebrew. And the letter R, the small letter R, is a backward. It is the bowed head. It refers to also long suffering. So there is in the Bible an acrostic poem. And there is a Resh poem that refers to long suffering. So I have experienced different variations of long suffering. The one that hit me the hardest was my father. So thank you for being here, because I get to say thank you, my daddy. My father passed away Memorial Day 2007, and I last spoke to him the Friday before Memorial Day. So as the years get more progressed, I have learned to celebrate my life during his weekend.
Which is now, this is Memorial Day weekend.
Right, exactly. And then the following year after he passed, his baby brother, my uncle, passed. So my father died May 28th, 2007, the day after my uncle's birthday, which was May 27th. My uncle passed away a year to the day that I last spoke to my father, the Friday before Memorial Day. Let me make this really short, because I'll go on and on forever. I have had, as of 2015, have had up to 14 significant family members make their transition to the other side.
That's a lot.
So I have also stood as an intercessor of sorts, a life doula, to assist people when they're going through their transitions. So I do a lot of different things that are relative to long suffering because I've lived it.
Oh, okay. It does say light in the turn that. Okay, your stove is like Mike's. Okay.
Do we want to go high or medium? Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I just
we'll leave it there.
Right. Okay. Again, it's just kind of it's the same way as
As long as it cook.
Yeah, as long as it cooks. So this is the same as like how much do you measure to put? I don't know.
I just do what makes it feel right. And
I mean, people watch the show and they know they're not gonna get no accurate measurements.
I hope that y'all don't. Y'all know that this is not going to be accurate.
Right.
It's about I'm an intuitive person, and I do according to what feels right at that particular time.
Exactly.
That's the reason why I probably have been invited to lead many corporations. Because I just do I talk to spirit a lot, and they talk to me. I'm like, okay. So I do what makes sense at that particular time. When new things happen, when new information happens, I move with the new information. That's nature.
That is
natural
nature.
To me, right?
Exactly.
Another most powerful, long-suffering, also life lesson was when I lost my house to foreclosure. I bought, in February 2008, I had always promised my daughter, you know what, Mommy's going to buy us a house one day. So February 2008, it came to my spirit to say, I'm going to buy a house by the end of the year. So I did my due diligence. I cleaned up my own credit counselor. I didn't have to go to a credit counselor. I read everything that gets me to where I need to go. And cleaned up my own credit and went house hunting. Found the house of my dreams and won it by $1,000 bid, or won the bid by $1,000, because when I found out that somebody was competing with me, I went to the house to the top of the steps and I wrote in a journal a prayer that person find a house of their own that fits them. This is the house that I wanted. And then I slipped that prayer into the mailbox of the house and found out that I won that house, that bid, by $1,000.
Wow.
And when did I close on the house and move into the house? The end of the year, December 31st, 2008. So the power of words and energy. What I did fail to do, however, was to pray to keep the house.
Right.
So I moved into the house December 31st, 2008. And then the following year, I was working for a health insurance company as a writer, communication specialist, and I lost my job 2 months before I was vested for my pension.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole night. Yeah.
Yeah.
A year. Right.
I don't see the damn top. We about to. Okay. That's what we gonna do.
Put a plate on top of it.
So
That's what I would do too. See.
So since I don't have a top,
And
we're.
it's so pretty.
Isn't it pretty? I got it, Salvation Army. We're gonna put a plate on top of that pot right there.
Yep. Because that's what you do when you go through foreclosure. And you can't, you don't have all your stuff, especially when you put foreclosure, you know, your stuff in storage.
Yeah.
You might be like, oh, I can afford, I'm going to get a house and da-da-da, or an apartment. And then the next thing you know, 3, 5, 6 months, 12 months later, you're like, if I ain't got it by now, I don't need to have it. So you just start all over.
Just start all over.
So I end up foreclosing on the house. And I was, again, in the midst of other family deaths, and I literally ran away from home to go get some sun in California. So I stayed out there for about almost 3 months, came back home. My daughter asked me to come back home, and when I came back home, it was her father that got killed in a car crash. My God. Yeah, so we're talking about family deaths, foreclosure, unemployment, underemployment, having lost my savings to try to save the house that I couldn't save. And I'm talking about, that's a bad house. My daughter told me when I was going through the foreclosure, she said, well, Mom, if God gave you this one, God would give you another.
That's so true.
So here come the tears, right? So that was the thing that held me. And I mean, talk about depression. I literally, when you lose your house, you lose, you know, that whole homelessness thing, right? So it's like, where am I gonna go? I'm not married. I can't rely on my mother. I'm a grown ass woman, so I can't rely on my mother to take care of me the rest of my life. I lost my job, and I have a daughter that was in college. So that hurt me to the core, and I was a writer and lost my job.
Right.
So there goes my identity. All I know is my words. All I got is my words and my breath and my name. So I'm in the corner of the dining room sliding down the walls, and the corner of the walls like, oh my God, what am I going to do, or where am I going to go? And my best friend, Berhinda Williams, she had been coming over to the house. And she snatched me up. She knocked on doors because I would go into hermit mode in a minute and not answer anybody's anything. She knocked on the door. She said, I'm coming to take you to chant.
To what?
To chant.
Okay, chant.
Nam yo ho renge kyo.
Yes. Like Angela Bassett and Waiting to Exhale.
Yes.
Right.
So we went to chant. And she's one of the people that saved my life. So I have friends who are just as close to family as blood. So the next step is to pour the syrup over. Now, again, there's, different ways to do
It
this.
smells good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, God. Now, I might not have made enough, and this is one of those things, like, you have to eye it right to see if you did, and if you did not, guess what? It's okay, because then all you have to do is stick your little hands back into the brown sugar or salt sugar, and then you take it and you sprinkle it over there. Okay. So that's another way to do it. What I have also seen is my grandmother. You asked me earlier about that I need a knife to cut. So I've seen people cut the butter and put pats of butter throughout. So there's that. Now this again is I don't put a lot of pineapple juice in here, just enough to just dress it. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
And then I take it, and then I like the textures of things because it creates the intimacy with food. Food and sex.
What about them?
I got an orgasm just saying it.
Okay.
Okay, so food and sex. I haven't studied Tantra to the extent that I would like to. However, there's, when you put something in your body, I mean, you're creating the most intimate experience with that thing. So I want to touch it. A lot of times, and I've, become accustomed to now eating food with my hands. And a friend of mine told me it's actually, it does something with the enzymes. I got to look it up.
Really?
But yeah, it enhances the enzymatic process, I guess, for the lack of a better word. And then, you move stuff around and you want to, tuck it in there and get off. So this is the part that everybody loves, especially Bonsai Joe. So everybody's like, oh, pineapples. You put pineapples in it? Yeah. And somebody said, well, are you Caribbean? I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Apparently, this is a Caribbean.
Be careful with that
I know,
killer knife, girl.
Right. So this is the thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm a pro
I
at
was
this.
scared. I was scared.
No, do not be scared. This is the thing. I have cut my hand once when I was a little girl washing knives. So I always know, if I don't know nothing else, do not point the blade towards your hand.
I think we all cut our hands washing knives as a kid.
Right.
Her god sister, who I've known for 30 years, who's my best friend, her name is Alexis. Alexis gave me the keys to her family home in the North End. 5 generations of her family lived there. Because we've been so tight these past 30 years, she noticed the what I call my biblical Job moment, all the things that I had lost. She said, I want you to get some peace. So she gave me the keys to her family home. And peace is what I have, so peace is what I extend to other people. So that's the reason why I do Hip and Zen in the North End and have cultural arts gatherings and salon talks and artist talks and author talks and confessionals and people just come. And you've been there, and thank you for coming because you've experienced
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of creatives, a lot of different just personalities. You see tears coming in my eyes, girl.
I know, I do see you too. Thank you.
I'm trying to hold it in, but oh my God, that is so powerful, so powerful. And it I think that's, people need to hear stuff like that because sometimes people are at their lowest point in life and, like you can always get another house, because you have another house.
Right. This is the part that I kind of flow with. I don't remember if I leave it, put foil on it or put it on there, so we could just put it in the oven and just kind of test it along and see how it goes.
Okay.
But once we start to get that darker, richer color with the shrinkage, you'll know. And then for me, I know for sure when it's time to take it out because I smell
It's experience and smells and everything.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Now, what temperature do we put the oven on?
350.
350.
Yeah,
Okay,
350,
cool.
350. Okay.
All right. Now, do we preheat the oven on 350, or do we just put it on?
We do Look, okay, the wine said good. We preheat the oven to 350.
Okay.
Cover it or not, that y'all got your own, way of doing things. Me, I just throw it in the oven. I try to be as simple as I possibly can. Okay, so I'll come around this way. Okay.
Middle rack good.
Yeah, that's just fine. Because that way we can wash it a little bit better. And then, hi, oven. Thank you, too. Okay.
And we let that cook until it looks done, and you'll know.
Right, until it looks done and smells done. You test it a couple of times, but until it looks done. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the vanilla in there. So, okay, so put the vanilla in. That's the last thing that you put. That's what I get for talking too damn much.
That's the alcohol, girl.
That is
talking.
Okay, I'm not that tipsy, but I'm
it's
tipsy
just
enough.
a little.
It's just a little bit. So this is the other little tip. So you put vanilla in it. That is also the cool thing. But you put it in after you boil it, so it doesn't boil all the flavor and alcohol out. Like, I need more alcohol, but you put this at the end. Sometimes, so we could actually do it afterwards. You can drizzle it, in there, but I usually do put it in the, store mixture thing. Okay,
right.
so ta-da.
So we're all done for now.
We are.
All right, cool. You're so silly. We could cut you off. Ta-da! She's so silly. That was fun. So, Reshounn, tell us about this dish you have here.
Okay. So this is a dish I watched my grandmother make these candied sweet potatoes, candied yams, all my life, particularly at holidays. So this is my sweet stuff, and it allowed me to have the sweetness of life.
I'm gonna check these out. See what we got going on.
Taste them.
They're good, delicious, very good. Cool. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Reshounn.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Next time I'll make some jerk chicken.
Ah, sookie now.
Frequency, or